Hey gang, Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am, and I am here with my sidekick, Kit, who's scratching himself on the neck right now. Kit, can you come give me a hug and say hello to the people? Come here, come here, come here, come here. Come on, let's say hi to the people. There we go. There he is. So Kit spends most of his time lying on the sofa next to me. He does. Yeah, and he's such a good companion. He's such a sweetheart to me. Less so to many of my friends. That's a whole different story. Hey, I'm here with an update on how the recovering on the road injury is progressing. And first of all, I want to thank you all for being here. If you haven't already, you might consider subscribing. If you already have, double check to make sure. But truthfully, the real deal is not subscribing, as I've discovered. It's watching the video, hopefully all the way through to the end. This one's going to be fairly short, I think. And it's sharing it with other people, because that's what helps to get engagement, and that's what helps YouTube to recognize that people are liking my video and then get it out in front of more people. All of those things help support the channel. So thank you so much for that. And to my channel members. Here comes the intro, and then I'll give you the update on what's going on.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
Welcome back. All right, so we are 4 weeks into recovery now. It feels more like 4 months, I gotta tell you. And I guess I'm gonna start off with what's the worst thing about this entire process for me. The worst thing is that even though there are plenty of things that I can do while I'm laying here on the couch, pretty much unable to do anything else, it's harder to do them, which I'm finding really interesting. So my normal routine is I'll get up in the morning, drink a cup of coffee, laying on the couch just like this, cuddled up with Kit first thing in the morning. We have a cup of coffee, we go out for a WALK. I don't know what I'm going to do when he learns how to spell too, but I don't want to say the word. Um, and and then usually if we're hanging around in the same location, we'll come back in, make breakfast, and then we get busy doing things like editing videos and stuff like that. There's a lot of other things that I do as well. I've got a really active ancestry database, and I really enjoy spending time digging into my past relatives. That just sounded weird. That sounded a little bit like grave digging. Not like that, guys. Not like that. Um, so I enjoy doing those kinds of things, but what I'm finding is that all of the things that I enjoy doing when I am allowed to get up and go walk around, I'm not enjoying doing when I'm forced to just kind of lay here on the sofa, not able to do anything. So here's the update. I went to the doctor down in Yuma yesterday, because the ER doc in Tucson said I should go see a doctor 4 weeks after the injury and get a checkup. Well, the doc that I saw in Yuma, I liked him a lot, by the way, even though he didn't look old enough to have graduated from medical school yet. Apparently, that's a thing as you get older. First time I've had that experience. Um, but I can remember my mother saying it, and now I'm channeling my mother, so I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, what the doc said in Yuma was that if I had seen him for this injury to begin with, he would have had me come back in 6 weeks, not in four. Not that he said there was anything wrong with what the ER doc did. And certainly for me, because it was an emergency room physician and, they're often harried and hurried and so on and so forth. Although I had confidence in what she said at that time, seeing somebody for a follow up sooner rather than later made sense to me. And he said, in general, I'm healing very well. But let's go back to the thing he said he wouldn't have had me come back for 6 weeks until 6 weeks had passed. His orders are that I am to remain in the boot and on crutches for the next 2 weeks. And we had a lengthy discussion about what the break is like and why it's important to do that in order to promote proper healing in the fastest time period possible. And that is because I've broken the fifth metatarsal at the back end of my foot closer to the ankle. And see if I can explain this in a way that'll be easy to understand. But because of the way that break is at the back end of that fifth metatarsal, the ligament that's attached to that and to my ankle, if I'm walking around without the boot or even in the boot and putting, significant pressure on it, then it is possible that I will break the tenuous connection that's being built by the bone growing back together, the two pieces that are broken growing back together, having the ligament tear against them, um, rather than just keeping the foot completely stable and not putting pressure on it for at least a few more weeks. So here's one of the things that I know, and I hate to have to say this, but I guess I fall into the category, you know, I don't really think this is true. I don't feel like it's true, at least. Um, but I guess I'm getting older. I mean, I still feel like I'm in my 20s or 30s for the most part, at least mentally, right? Um, but one of the things that I have to recognize is I'm like in my late 60s now, and I don't heal as fast. And the other thing that has me concerned is my ability to heal as well as I did when I was younger. And so what is it about that? Well, I have been at risk for osteoporosis for a very, very long time. I'm borderline osteoporosis, osteopenia. And I finally decided, actually shortly before this accident, that I need to just suck it up and get back into, regular heavy weightlifting. And I hadn't done it yet. I need to do it. I can't do it now. Um, but what happens is, as we age, for most of us, growing bone is more difficult than it was when we were younger. And that's what I'm doing right now with this break in my foot. I need to be growing bone. And so that's what I'm working on. And, all I can figure out to do is do what the doctor tells me in this case, because it does actually make sense. As difficult as it is for me to delay being able to move around more effectively, um, that's what I need to be doing. So it's still a rainy afternoon here in Quartzsite, but it warmed up enough to get my long sleeve shirt off, so that's good. We're going to run a few clips of what life on the road with an injury has been like for the last few days, and then I'll come back in and wrap this up for you.
Try not to fall.
Thanks, that was helpful.
It'd be really embarrassing.
That would be very embarrassing. I'm doing this at a viewer's request. So here's the deal, guys. Coming up steps, it's good foot first, and the crutch always stays on the lower level as you're coming up. And you'll see I'm only using one crutch, and I'm holding on to my door handle with my hand. The hardest part here is this little transition for me. And then I have to go back and get my crutch from outside, because I can't quite reach it if I leave it there.
And your dog.
He'll come in a minute. He wants to be wherever I am. Wait. Or not. Just help yourself, Kit. So we're doing this because I had a viewer that actually wanted to see what it was like to crutch around. And of course, inside is really much easier, because I can just, just like this. Nothing to it. And I can spin around and get Kit's tail in the picture, probably. So getting around inside is pretty easy. And in fact, truthfully, with the boot on, I'm recovered enough that I can maneuver inside without the crutches, which is truly a blessing and really nice to have been healing up this way. So there you go. That's how I crutch around. There's Rob out walking Dottie and Kit. I'm looking forward to being able to walk Kit myself again, hopefully soon. Tomorrow I get to go to the doctor, and I'm hoping the doctor is going to say I can start walking in the boot. Now, in the desert rocks out here, I'm not going to be walking far, probably not even that far, but just to be able to walk around again would be a blessing. Hey guys, guess what? You're not seeing my sofa cushion backdrop at the moment. How unusual is that? Because I'm not sitting in my RV while I'm filming this. I am in Yuma Thai restaurant down here in Yuma, because it's time to go see the doctor and have him check out my foot. So I still got the crutches, still got the boot. I'm here with my friend Lisa, who was gracious enough to drive me down here, and we're gonna do a little more errand running while we're here. But first we're going to enjoy, oh wait, it's not here yet. But when it gets here, we're gonna enjoy some hopefully yummy Thai food. All right. Okay, well this is always what happens whenever I say I wanna share what I'm eating with somebody, to show you what I'm eating, not that I'm going to share what I'm actually eating with you, just to be clear. I get like halfway through and it's like, oh yeah, camera. So I ended up with pineapple curry, which is red curry paste, and rice. And they give you a gyoza, but we also had an entire order of gyoza, which is now gone. And what did you end up getting, Lisa? You got
Chicken green curry.
chicken green curry. And you got yours mild, didn't you? Mm-hmm. I got mine medium, and it's pretty medium. Glad I didn't get it hot. Well, the road rash is improving significantly. It's officially been a month, and I am sitting here in the doctor's office waiting for him to come take a look at my left foot and ankle and see what he thinks. It's still a little bit swollen around the ankle, so it'll be interesting to see what he decides to say about it. Okay, so here we are, finished up at the doctor. We've done everything we need to do in Yuma today, including a pickup order from the Walmart neighborhood store and a pickup order from Sam's Club. So, yeah, I'm fairly well stocked up for the next couple of weeks, but, you know, all I need is the next couple of weeks, because the doctor's visit was good news, bad news. The good news is I'm healing pretty well. The less good news is he wants me to stay on the crutches and in the boot for at least the next 2 weeks. Got to come back down, see him again in 2 weeks, and then he'll decide if I'm healed enough to be able to start walking on the boot. But at this point, it's crutches. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Remember that expression?
Yes.
When's the last time you heard that expression, Lisa?
Not the last time I said it.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, so.
So we're aging ourselves. Yes.
Well, it's better than dating ourselves. Nobody else would.
Well,
But, you know, there's that.
I like my company.
I do too. I like your company a lot.
I like your company a lot.
Well, that works out super well.
There we go.
All right, so here you're getting the view of the mountains heading north from Yuma. We're not going to run the camera for very long because it's not all that interesting, folks. It's, you know, US 95. Heading back up to Quartzsite, where I'm going to be hunkering down and editing some video over the next 2 weeks. And if you want to know why Lisa's asking, ask in the comments down below and see if she'll answer that for you.
Oh, not happening.
So, yeah, so we're going to be back down here in 2 weeks, and yeah, it's a little bit disappointing from that aspect. I was really hopeful that I was going to be able to start walking Kip by myself, but I am going to be depending on the kindness of friends for at least 2 more weeks to take care of that, and then we'll see what the doc has to say. I mean, he wasn't thrilled about the fact that I'm living on rocks in the desert anyway with a broken foot. But he made a good case for why it is that he wants me to stay in the boot and on the crutches. And oh, by the way, I guess I'll share the reason. One of the bones that I've broken is at the base of the 5th metatarsal, which is all the way down near your ankle. And he said that what happens is I've also strained the tendons and ligaments that connect that to my ankle. And by putting any pressure directly on that foot, then I'm running the risk of stretching that ligament and breaking apart the tenuous connection between the 2 pieces of bone that are healing. And since I want to heal faster rather than slower, we're going to follow doctor's orders, because that'll get me out of my friend's hair faster than otherwise. And hopefully, if this next visit goes well, then I'll be able to get into Nevada, get my driver's license renewed, and do all the other stuff that I need to by the 28th. We'll see. Stay tuned. There'll be more.